So Joe Burrow had a interesting message today for the front office about, losing, potentially losing T. Higgins. Because obviously you can't keep losing great players. And here's what his message to the front office was. Whenever a great player leaves, you wish you could have found a way to keep him. You don't want to make a living out of letting great players leave the building. And I think that's why you got to do everything you can to get these deals done early. Obviously, that's not how the Bengals do business. They like to kind of push it off. Oh, hey, listen, let's get this deal done. We want you for a lot less than you want. Let's try to figure something out. And it goes back and forth, and we lose Jesse Bates. We lose Tyler Boyd. We lose Cheeto. We lose DJ Reader. We lose Von Bell the first time. And then we look back, and as Joe said, you don't want to make a living out of letting them walk. Problem is, as always, I don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day. Our front office is our front office. And unless Mike Brown decides that it's unacceptable, he's going to keep letting it be acceptable. And he's not going to change his ways or change anything about it. They kind of have this philosophy of, we don't have to pay you. If we want you, we'll keep you. But if you want too much, we're not going to pay you too much. And this is why, again, we said many times, Joe needs to be more vocal. Joe needs to take more control. Because at the end of the day, listen, this man's making $270 million. He is the team. I know it's like, oh, well, no, the owner runs the team. The quarterback's job is to sit there and play quarterback. We're now getting to a point where these quarterbacks are making so much money that you no longer have the responsibility of just playing quarterback. You need to play the team. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, and then again, it's like this endless struggle, I feel like. Because in the front office, they're not going to say this, but if they came back, they could say, well, why don't Joe take less money? Why doesn't Joe just get back some of his money so we could pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and pay this guy? Joe could have gave back some of his money. There's always that situation as well, which I think you always have. Whenever we talk about this subject, you always have two people on two sides of the fence. One side is like, the front office is cheap. The front office doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They're just an absolute mess. They keep blaming everyone else for themselves. They need to be fired. They need to get new people in there. And then the other side of the fence is, well, Joe Burrow is taking all this money and his contract's what's ruining this team and all this other stuff. I think the front office's job is to balance it. The front office's job is to figure out how to make everything work, okay? That's just the fact of the matter is. This is not like a one-off scenario that Joe Burrow is getting paid $270 million. Every superstar quarterback nowadays is going to get paid eventually $200+ million. That's just how it works. So as a front office, you have to figure out a way to make it work. The Ravens have figured out a way to make it work around Lamar Jackson. The Bills around Josh Allen. Justin Herbert with the Chargers. They figured out a way to make it work. The Eagles with Jalen Hurts, who just got paid. They also got A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Okay, all these teams are figuring out a way to make it work. As a front office, as Joe says, you can't make a living out of letting people walk. If you can't make it work, you need someone in there who can make it work. And there's ways to go about it. I'm not saying you're going to be able to pay everybody. You're not. 100% you're not. But you have to start looking at, okay, these are key critical franchise players. We're going to have to keep some. And yeah, we're going to lose some, but we can't lose them all. We can only lose a certain amount, and we have to build around that. And again, that goes into the draft. That goes into Duke Tobin's job and the scout's job to make sure we get good draft picks and we actually develop them. And Frank Pollock's job not to freaking sit on his butt and do nothing. Continuing, Joe did talk about the potential of losing T. Higgins. He said it's obviously a possible of not keeping T. Not one I'm excited about, but that's not in the plans, I would say. Which again, yeah, We're going to keep T. 100% we're going to keep T. We're going to keep Chase. That's not a question right now at all. But again, it's you look at this season, how bad the season was. If we had DJ Reader, yeah, the season would be so much better. And if we had Jesse Bates still, the season would be so much better. Again, you can't pay everyone, but you got to figure something out. You got to figure something out. You got to create a happy medium as the front office. If you can't pay everyone, you got to figure some things when it comes to developing, drafting, and just creating a better team. And it's like, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But you know what? There's always the rest of this year and next year. And we're going to keep rooting, keep going, keep rocking. We need to win this weekend. As Joe said, no matter what, go all out this weekend pretty much. Next week, or the day after, Sunday, we need the Broncos to lose and the Dolphins to lose. And then we're in the playoffs. And then we're thinking about wild card divisional championship and potentially Super Bowl. And after looking at the Lions defense the other night, they're depleted completely in every circumstance. Why not? Why not this year? There's still a chance, still a good chance, if we can get in, that we can make it all the way. And ironically enough, our defense has looked actually better the last 5 or 6 weeks than they have early in the season. So it's ironic on that too. But see you guys next one though.